Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's dive into some serious trade buzz coming out of Ohio that could shake things up for the Seahawks. Rumors are swirling that the Cincinnati Bengals, currently sitting at 6-7 with an offense struggling to find consistency, might be making a bold move. The Bengals, who have been averaging just about 22 points per game this season, are reportedly eyeing a trade involving T. Higgins. Yeah, that's right. Higgins, the versatile wide receiver with a proven track record of big plays, could be heading north to Seattle. And why would Cincinnati do that? Well, there are a few reasons, and they all point toward a rebuild mode that's becoming more urgent with every game they drop. Cincinnati is facing some serious cap crunches, with roughly $11 million in space. Plus, their odds of making a deep playoff run have taken a hit. They're sitting at plus 2,200 to win the Super Bowl, which isn't exactly promising for a team with high hopes earlier in the season. Their defense, which ranks 22nd in points allowed, about 26 points per game, is in shambles, and injuries on the offensive line, including 4 concussions, have only made things worse. With Higgins' contract situation, he's set for a $30 million extension at 26 years old. The Bengals might see a trade as the best move to free up cap space and rebuild their trenches. Reports from ESPN insiders like Adam Schefter suggest that Cincinnati isn't sold on their current wide receiver duo with Joe Burrow, especially with Higgins and Ja'Marr Chase, both talented, but perhaps not fitting into the long-term plan in the current structure. So what does this mean for the Seahawks? Well, a trade for Higgins could be a game-changer. Seattle, sitting comfortably at 10-3, already boasts a solid wide receiver core, ranking 9th in total yards with over 600 yards, but Higgins would add that extra element of explosiveness that could turn their passing game into something truly unguardable. Remember, with Sam Darnold stepping in as their quarterback, the Seahawks' offense has shown marked improvement. EPA per pass has jumped by 17%, and adding a guy like Higgins could push that even further. Higgins isn't just a deep threat. He's a complete receiver capable of making contested catches, stretching the field, and providing that big play ability that can lift Seattle's offense into elite territory. Looking at Higgins' profile, this guy is a beast. In 2025, he's already accumulated 72 receptions for over 10 yards, averaging 14 yards per catch and scoring 8 touchdowns. His overall PFF grade is an impressive 87.6, ranking him among the top wideouts in the league, and he's especially dangerous on contested catches, hitting a 62% contested catch rate, which is second best in the league. His yards per route run sit at 2.1, placing him comfortably in the top 12, and his career stats speak volumes: over 80 yards and 50 touchdowns, with an elite EPA per target of plus 0.30. What's more, Higgins has dealt with some injuries, an AC joint sprain in Week 4, but he still played 92% of the snaps, showing his toughness and importance to Cincinnati's offense. Standing 64 and weighing 219 pounds, he's often compared to a bigger, more physical Mike Evans, especially with his ability to go deep and win contested catches. Imagine Higgins lining up on one side, with Jackson Smith-Njigba and Rashid Shaheed stretching the field on the other. Seattle's offense would become even more dynamic, and with the recent improvements under Darnold, especially in third down conversions, going from 43% to nearly 58%, this move could push the Seahawks into true Super Bowl contender territory. The offense would be turbocharged, with the added vertical threat pulling safeties back, opening up running lanes and creating more opportunities for their playmakers. Plus, Higgins' arrival would make life even more difficult for defenses, as he would command double teams and free up others like Smith-Njigba and Shaheed to operate in space. Now, looking at the bigger picture, Cincinnati's motivation is clear. They need to shake things up. With their cap situation, injuries, and a desire to rebuild their defense, ranked 22nd in points allowed, they might be willing to part ways with Higgins. The trade, according to sources, could involve a few draft picks and a promising cornerback, which would help Cincinnati shore up their secondary while gaining some much-needed cap relief. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that the Bengals are feeling some pressure, especially with their offense underperforming and Higgins' value at its peak. The team might see this as a strategic move, especially after starting 1-4, and aim to accelerate their rebuild, similar to how the Browns acquired Amari Cooper during their own struggles. But for Seattle, this potential trade is a golden opportunity. Higgins' addition would not only improve their passing attack, but could also serve as a catalyst for a deeper playoff run. With the Seahawks already in control of their division and poised to make some noise in the postseason, bringing in a talent like Higgins could be the final piece to elevate their offense to Super Bowl winning levels. Remember, the Seahawks' offense has been trending upward, and with Higgins on board, they could be unstoppable, especially with the way their defense has been playing, forcing turnovers and getting pressure on the quarterback. Looking ahead, the Super Bowl LVII odds reflect how much confidence people are starting to place in the Seahawks. Currently, they're sitting at around plus 800, but if this trade happens and Higgins joins the fold, those odds could even improve, especially with the added matchup mismatches he would bring. Higgins' grade, an 87. 6 overall would be a significant boost in playoff settings, where his deep efficiency and contested catch rate are crucial. His presence would be a real X-factor, transforming Seattle's passing game and making them even more dangerous in the postseason. Of course, all of this hinges on whether Cincinnati pulls the trigger. But given the current landscape, it seems like a move that could benefit both teams. Cincinnati gets cap relief and draft capital, while Seattle gets a proven weapon who can take their offense to the next level. It's a classic case of one team's loss being another team's gain, and right now, the Seahawks should be watching these developments very closely. If Higgins does come to Seattle, it's not just about boosting the offense. It's about sending a message to the league that the Seahawks are serious contenders, willing to make bold moves to chase that elusive Super Bowl trophy. In the end, fans, we all love a good story, especially when it involves our team making a splash. Whether or not this trade materializes, it's clear that the Seahawks are positioning themselves for something special. With a solid core, a rising offense, and the possibility of adding a dynamic playmaker like Higgins, the future looks bright. And remember, the NFL is a league of unpredictable moves and bold decisions. Sometimes, a trade like this is exactly what a team needs to turn the tide and punch their ticket to the big game. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Seahawks fans, keep your eyes peeled on this situation. If the rumors are true and Cincinnati pulls the trigger, this could be one of the most exciting offseason moves we've seen in recent years. Higgins' arrival would give Seattle a serious offensive upgrade, and with the playoffs right around the corner, every single piece counts. Imagine the impact of Higgins' big play ability paired with our already talented receivers and a quarterback who's just starting to hit his stride. The NFC West might soon have a new king, and it's not just about one player. It's about how all these pieces come together to push us closer to that shiny Lombardi trophy. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.